So about 30 minutes ago, we just crossed out of the mountain rainforest into what they call the moorland, which, if you can note from the difference in landscape and tree growth, is a little more, I don't know, how would you describe it?
Shrubby.
Shrubby, yeah, that's fair. So the sign at the base of the mountain says that this part of the climb should take about 5 hours, and we did it in about 4. We passed 2 groups along the way who had set out before us, which either means that we're just killing it, like our guides tell us, or they're just slow. I don't know those people. Anyway, they're not here yet, so it's okay. Anyway, that's about it. How do you feel?
Feeling good.
Yeah, how's your back?
It still hurts.
Yeah. Hello everybody, this is the end of day 2. You'll notice that we're in a much darker situation than we were yesterday. We decided to wait until it was bedtime to kind of do our check-in so we can give you an idea of what the tent looks like in the evening. Right now we have rigged up a camelback water system
I'll demonstrate
to the roof of the tent so that we can get little tiny drinks in the middle of the night without having to go anywhere. So I'll give you the grand tour real quick. Here's Hailey and the camelback. We've got our stuff here that Hailey is illuminating with a headlamp. That big dark mass over there is mine. My jacket's over it. So there you go. Then we have our shoes over here so that they don't get wet. It is raining right now, so we wouldn't want that. That's our garbage, so we have wet wipes that we use to clean ourselves, and then that's the other wall. So as you can see, it's clearly the lap of luxury here at day 2 of Kilimanjaro. How far did we go today?
Like 5 kilometers, not very many.
Okay, 5 kilometers, but we are just over 10,000 feet in elevation. So we're getting up there in height. Not really feeling any of the altitude issues yet, but that'll start tomorrow. How did you feel today?
Today was great. My back felt better. I didn't have back spasm the whole time hiking, so that was nice.
That's always a pleasant.
So to just focus on the hike and the beautiful scenery, it was more land today, with lots of shrubbery, beautiful pictures, lots of steps up some rock.
Yes. So anyway, that's all, everyone. Talk to you soon. Hello everyone, welcome to day 3, or the end of day 3. You'll notice that we're still in our tent, or we're in our tent again, and that's because it's raining again. What time did we get caught?
Well, let's just start at the beginning.
Okay, go ahead.
What happened? Okay. We left camp around 7:30 again, and hiked upwards through some more moorland, and then it got pretty alpine desert, I think. You see that trip?
Yeah.
Hiked up, and we actually went higher than where we are now. We went to a place called Lava Rock, which is
15,000 feet.
Jesus, 15,000 feet. Took a break up there.
To put that in context, when we went skydiving the last time, we jumped from a height of 15,000 feet to the ground, and now we were on the ground at 15,000 feet.
Yes. And then we started descending towards our camp for the night, called
Baranco.
And that took about 2.5 hours, and it started raining on us, so we stopped, put on all our rain gear, and continued for what seemed like a really long time. It was really rocky and steep, and downhill.
Yeah, I wiped out a couple times, just fell flat on my ass. And the reason we went up before coming back down is so that you can get kind of a taste of what high elevation is like. Excuse me. And then you come and you sleep lower than you went, so that you're a little more acclimated to the lower oxygen levels in the air.
I'm gonna go. There's dripping on my sleeping bag, so I'm gonna go fix that.
Okay. See you later, guys. Hey everybody, so this is our day 4 completion video. Today was a rough one. Normally what you would do on day 4 is you do a 4-hour hike, then you'd stop, then the next day you do another 4-hour hike, and then the next day you'd go up to the summit. But because we're on a shortened time period, we doubled up the 2 of those days, and we're doing, we did a 4-hour this morning and another 4-hour this afternoon. Or was it one long continuous stretch?
It was like 6.5 hours of continuous stretch. But to start from the beginning, we first climbed a giant rock wall. That was kind of fun, but it had some pretty anxiety-raising
There were a few
stretches.
technical moves, yeah.
And then we had to pass through 2 valleys, which means you go downhill for a while, and then you get to climb uphill for a while, and then downhill for a while, and then uphill for a while. And that's when we got to that camp, where we did not sit or stay for very long. And then we proceeded for the last stretch, which was mainly uphill.
Yeah, that was a lot of uphill.
Very
That was
tough.
a lot
It
of
got
uphill.
cloudy, so we couldn't really see what was around us, which was fine because we were tired. So it was very slow and steady, but apparently we made good time, which was good. We got here and it was all cloudy. We couldn't see anything, but as you can see, quite stunning. So we got here, we had lunch around 2. We took a nap. Well, Andre slept and I laid there. Then got up and saw this amazing view, had dinner, and now we're ready to go back down for a few hours to
get ready for summit.
Which we get up at 11, so.
Yeah, it's about 6 o'clock now. 6:30 now. So we're gonna go get stuff ready, then take basically a nap, glorified nap. We want to leave promptly at midnight for what will be a 6-hour ascent to the summit. We'll be up there for, they said no more than an hour. I've read 15 minutes is average, so we'll see where we fall in there. And on the very off chance that something terrible happens and this is the last video you see of us, we love you very much, and please take excellent care of Huck and Lucy.
I'm not buying into that.
Okay, well, things happen, so just take good care of our doggies.
Yeah, I got you.
After him, guys. After him, we go there.
Hey everybody.
Hello from the top. We made it.
We made it. This is the top of Kilimanjaro. As you can see, that's Mount Meru, and just to the left, the shadow of Kilimanjaro being cast over Meru. This is the massive crowd of people who are also crazy enough to undertake this ridiculous activity.
How was your hike up here, Andre?
Oh my God. On probably 2 separate occasions, if Hailey or anyone had said, do you want to turn back? I would not necessarily have said no. It was more willpower challenging, I think, than physical. It's just repetitive and trying and taxing.
And lots of snow, uphill, slippery.
We had 2 hours of maybe sleep, and then you're doing 5.5 hours to Stella Point, and another hour. I'm like all about the numbers again. Up to here, and all of that off of like maybe half a kind bar, and drinking whatever water you can before it freezes, because it's like below zero, obviously, up here at 19,300 feet and change. So now, as a nice respite from our ascent this morning.
How many hours do we get to go down?
We're going to be going down for like 4, I would imagine, at least, because now with the sun coming up, it'll be warmer. But what happens to ice when it's warm? It melts. And so that which was hard and secure for us coming up will now be slushy and all sorts of wet.
So let's end on a high note.
Yes.
We're here.
We're here. We made it.
Very
and,
excited.
Yeah. we're on our way back down. And tomorrow we get drunk. It's a pretty high note. Hello everybody. So you'll notice from looking at the background that we're in a very different place than we were before. So do you want to recap what the descent was like?
Yes. So we spent about 10 to 15 minutes up at the summit, and then we were encouraged to start heading down because the sun was going to make the snow and ice slippery. And it was very steep going down, really hard on the knees. About 3 hours, I think, to camp.
Yeah, just
base
about.
camp.
So imagine it took us 6.5 hours to get to the summit, and we did that back down in 2.5 to 3 hours.
Right.
So
And
imagine
that
the
was a
pace
mix
and the
of
steepness.
snow and then the more kind of volcano, sand, rocks.
Yeah.
And apparently, we found out later from our guide that the amount of snow we had at this time of year was unprecedented. And even during summit night, the guides had never quite seen something like that this time of year. And so the trek up the summit was really challenging for the guides as well in order to find their way up. It wasn't kind of the traditional back and forth switchbacks. It was more just following in the snow path that the people before us had gone.
And the fact that they got up first meant that we could walk through their path, which is what we ended up doing. Yeah, and about halfway through, one of our guys, the guide in the back, said, you know what, just take out your poles and start hacking. So we did that, and that actually, I think, made it a lot easier. It actually keeps you a lot warmer because your chest and your arms are working a lot more.
So we started descending. We saw a few people, some guides and one of their
Idiots.
climbers sliding down on.
I don't know if it was their
wood
jackets or mats or something, because it was so slick and so icy.
Yeah, and our guide remarked how dangerous that was, and we found out later as some porters were carrying a stretcher up the mountain and past us that one of them had broken their leg on a rock. So we got to kind of the base camp. We took a very short nap, or lay down in the tent for about an hour, had lunch, or breakfast, I guess, and then it was another 4 hours to where we were staying that night, which is quite difficult terrain. It was very rocky, it was misting, so everything was wet, so we had to be very careful going downhill. I think both of our knees were killing us, but we finally got to camp around 5:30.
Just about, yeah.
Had dinner, and I think we were both
Immediately
sleeping by
passed out.
7:30
Yeah,
or 8.
absolutely. Immediately passed out.
The next day wasn't too bad. It was 3 hours, again, very downhill, but not quite as steep or rocky. And then we arrived to kind of the gate.
The Mweka Gate.
Yeah, and boarded up on the bus.
So how do you feel about it overall? I mean, you wanted to do Mount Meru to start with. We did Kilimanjaro, which is 5,000 feet higher. It's 2 days longer. So what are your thoughts about that?
I'm really happy we did it. It was a lot. What struck me throughout, you were right, Andre, was just how beautiful it was. The hike was just, I don't want to say magical, but it was kind of breathtaking. Each and every day was very, very different. And I wasn't expecting kind of that beautiful, breathtaking scenery all throughout, which was really energizing day to day. Summit night was as hard and as cold as we were warned, and it kind of took everything we had to get up, but we did it, and I think it was a real testament of just kind of willpower and commitment to making it to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a technical climb. It doesn't require a lot of skill. It just requires you to just keep going and to push through, and to believe that you can take the next step. Just each step that you put down, every foot land, you just have to think like, oh yeah, I can do that again. I can do that one more time. I can do that 5 more times.
Oh wait, there's an hour and a half to the top.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
We'll keep going.
So you just tell yourself each time your foot lands on the ground, yeah, I can do one more, and then by the time you come to your senses, it's been 7 hours and you're standing on the peak. I enjoyed the meditative nature of it. You know, you spend 5 days walking up through a lot of landscapes. You just have a lot of time in your head. The thing that I guess I would say I was a little maybe disappointed by was because we had such an aggressive pace of just 6 days, we weren't really able to really take a lot of breaks to just look around and enjoy all the scenery that Hailey described. It felt like every time we wanted to stop and take pictures, it was almost like an interruption to the pace. But we had to do it in 6 days, that's all we had, and so we made the best of it and took as many pictures and video as we could as we were moving.
I think if we were to sum up how we climb, apparently we're like billy goats going up, we make really good time, and we climb really fast. Going down, we're like 9-year-olds.
Super slow, yeah, super slow.
9-year-olds with like knee problems because we were super slow, and it was really hard. So I think we're more uphill than downhill people.
Anything else you want to?
No, I'm glad we did it now while we have the energy and
yeah, absolutely.
stamina. So.
Alrighty, well, we'll leave you with a beautiful beach shot, I suppose.